welcome back to my YouTube videos, and in this YouTube video I'm just going to be checking out the frequently asked questions in the Turboprop Flight Simulator Flight Simulator. So yeah. So basically, there's a lot that has been added in the game. You know? So like this was probably released in 2018. A huge portion of these are released. Well, yeah, I'd say a huge portion of them were released in 2018 to 2021. I started playing in 2021 in like version 1.27, which also added all of this. Then that was 1.27.1, and now I'm here at version 1.32. But also there's this. So basically, my estimations in the next update, like some of these done or almost done, like probably the MV40 Spec Ops tool. That's probably like done, and also improved visual details for all the aircraft added prior to the PS26, and also improved free flight training to make room for the additional customizations. All that's high in the next update, which is version 1.32.1 probably. Then the update after that, how I would do it, I would just have like all the ones that are 5% done, I would bump all of them up to 10%. Then all the ones like 25% that would be bumped up. So basically all of them, if how I would approach it after I do all the like close done ones, so like 90% and 95%, I would just boost up all the other ones by 5% as done. That's how I would approach it. Or 10% for like 50% done. I would get 10% done on that. And also they're all helicopters. So basically, for some reason, even the 0.01 updates and all that, somehow there's still a huge chunk of stuff that got released in that update. So probably the next update is version 1.32.1, and probably version 1, well, we saw in version 1. We saw in version 1.30 that there was like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, and 0.5. So basically, we might have that in the version 1.32 thing, or version 1.35, and probably version 1.40. You'll see that, and AV10 will probably see it, because so let's go down to the what's new. Let's go down to version 1.20. Now there is only like a B like in it, so that isn't that much for like that. But how I would approach it is like what I just said about what are the new priority planes for the simulator. Basically what I said in that's how I would approach it, and also the developer of this game, if you're watching this, maybe you could do that in the next 2 updates after you release this update. I don't know. But also, I would have, after that, those two updates. So this update, the update after that, and the update after that that I suggested, I would at least work on the TBM 940 aircraft, and also the concept VTOL based on the OV-10 Bronco, and also airport fire truck and other the vehicles. I would at least get the fire truck and like armored support just in case if there was like a hijacking or something. Thus also I would at least add in the lab, make better lavatories and also propeller spinning effects, so that it would at least have something new, and I would at least add something that players could think that are like new. So yeah, and also the update after that, I would at least do implementing all the inactive features, inactive missions, and more, and also more secrets, and also maybe even AOA sensors and pilot tubes or pilot tubes, and also windshield wipers. Then I would just update this to have a whole entire new like more detailed thing. Then I would, in the update after that, I would at least test the boats and ships. So yeah, and also maybe the helicopters, and maybe even add in like a helicopter or something, which would be very interesting. But if the creators wanted this, that's just some ideas. And also, if he releases it in May 2025, which is right now, May, and if he keeps going at the rate of 2 months, since I think the last update was 2 months ago, if he keeps going at the rate of 2 months, the next update will be in July, and September, and November, and January. But adding on to what I've said, and also on like the 2%, I would just bring that up to 10%. But adding on to what I said after, so like let's say that he does like the 95% thing, like 90% thing and all that, and the 5% thing, then I would just get all the gunship aircraft, and also adding a new island, so that you can put an airport on there that can store basically all these aircrafts. So then that would remove a huge chunk of like the things here. Then the rest, so like more secrets showing the progress we created the gunships, that's nothing. But also military vehicles equipped with weapons. Maybe you could create like borders, so that what like 3 islands are one countries and the other 3 are the other countries, and then like the gunships, it would just have like fight to the death, or like fight to whichever team captures all the islands. But I would complete, after everything that I just said, I would complete the hostile military vehicles equipped with weapons, and the weapons added to some of the current vehicles, and also civilian road traffic. I would at least widen the roads on the main island to be quiet, since it says that right there. I would do that, and also start on the civilian road traffic, so that even if, well, so that the people can even at least try to see like, well, everybody wants to have progress in this game. That everybody that plays this game wants progress. So if you start with the civilian road traffic, that will be some progress, even if you get like 5% of it. Or just have, or at least try to have a update to release everything. But also another thing that I can suggest, just complete everything under the 50% done A-42 gunship aircraft, then complete everything under the improved autopilot, then complete everything in, under the surveillance road traffic, then complete everything else. Which, well, I would complete the improved refueling menu with a 42 gunship aircraft would be low, because then you need somewhere to put the actual gunship button to play it, and also the gunship menu. So that would be required. But that's gonna be the end of this video, and bye.